So, your childhood memories of her are of a girl crush, a strong-willed woman.
To me, my mom was like a hero from a story.
After an early retirement, her energy drained and tears flowed freely. Still crying? From what I can see, your mom? My mom's become a crybaby. Due to a cruciate ligament rupture on her way to work, she had to retire early from her team leader role at a large company's nursing home subsidiary. Our mom, who was always so extroverted, had many friends and many employees who admired her. But now, after her retirement, tears just streamed down her face at the slightest provocation. My mother, who always seemed like a strong-willed woman leading a great enterprise, has suddenly become a young girl. As her child, what is the best way for me to care for her? I seek your insight. With your mom or alone?
We came. My mother is very aesthetically sensitive. She's a huge fan of yours, Mr. Kim, so she's sitting a few rows ahead of me to get a better view.
Where is she?
Right here in the green.
Ah, there she is. Hello, Mom. So your mother, who was working very hard and was incredibly energetic, unfortunately sustained an injury, leading to her somewhat early retirement. And after that, her energy suddenly drained away and she started crying a lot.
Yes.
Still crying? How long did your mother work for? Was she working constantly, even when you were a little girl?
Right, yes.
So, as a child, you'd only remember your mother as a girl crush, a strong and capable woman, right?
At one point, my mom was almost like Chow Chow to me. But as I grew older, I realized she was actually more like Liu Bei.
I see. So, how many siblings do you have? Are you the only daughter?
I have a sister.
A sister?
She's the one who booked these seats. She did her filial piety online, and I'm here to do mine in person.
If you don't mind, what do you do?
Social worker.
Ah, a social worker. Your way of speaking made me think you were from the 707 Special Forces.
Not at all.
Let's talk to the mother. Hello?
My name is Kim Bong-soon.
Why were you crying earlier, Mom?
Oh, it's not just that I'm crying now. I've cried a lot since I was a child. My siblings used to call me a crybaby for that. I just cry at good things, bad things, even other people's business. The tears just come. I even prayed to God to make me stop crying since I'm a Christian, but it didn't work.
You must cry a lot when you pray at church too, our dear deaconess Kim.
Yeah, I do.
Our dear deaconess. When you were growing up, you must have had a mother and father, and I wonder if they were strong, supportive trees for you? Or was that space unintentionally left empty, causing you to be exposed to the elements, the wind and rain?
My father served as the village head for a long time, and he would go around to other households taking care of various issues for them.
Fixing things.
Fixing things, yes. Even when he co-signed a loan and our house was covered in foreclosure notices, my mom just quietly endured and did her work. And even from a very young age, I frequently had to shoulder many of the responsibilities my mother managed.
Because your mom was struggling, so as a little girl, you stepped in to help her. That's what you did.
Blech.
But then you got married and lived a similar life.
I married, but unfortunately my husband and I got divorced.
Oh, when?
About 15 years.
15 years, right, but now. As you each lived your own lives, your mother became responsible for all the finances for the household. Yes. 15 years ago. So that was when your daughter was young.
In 4th grade?
So she's been working since?
Yes, she worked part-time. She did side jobs, but after the children grew up, I began to work as well, seeing as the children were all raised.
So she worked when she was young, then she continued working to raise the children, and then had to keep working. Why is she so tearful lately? Her daughters grew up well.
Tears suddenly fall.
When I was younger and attended church, tears would stream down my face every time I offered a prayer. At that time, I believe my tears were a result of my profound faith. However, reflecting back after 2 or 3 decades, I came to realize that the sorrowful mist within me, meeting the warm sunlight of faith, transformed and changed. And it seems that became rain. However, I wasn't even aware that it was a sad, sorrowful, or painful experience because I was merely a child at the time. But the tears just kept streaming down for that boy, you know? And this is what I truly want to convey to you all. Crying from sadness is really tough on your body. So I believe it would be beneficial for you to find a warmer, more comforting place to shed your tears, even if it's just once or twice. So tears that come from listening to warm, good music are good for you. In church terms, I believe it would be beneficial for you to go and shed tears in a place filled with grace. This way, that emotional vapor residing within a mother, be it depression or sadness, acts like a gas and remains largely unseen. If it persists in her heart for too long, it can foster a mold-like growth within her spirit, impacting her mental state and soul. So you cry and all that water inside of you gets completely drained out. Like hymns? What's your favorite?
Him, I know not.
The hymn, I know not what the future holds. In that case, I think it's good to cry while listening to songs like that. Let's conclude with a prayer, for my allotted time has come to an end. Oh, I forgot about the offering time. From my perspective, I believe it profoundly benefits the daughters' lives if their mother manages to smile even once more. What's the hardest thing for children later on? Parents struggling. That's what feels like a heavy burden on one's heart for children. That's why I always hoped my mother would dress in a much more stylish manner and wear nice clothes. If she had, the stone in my heart wouldn't have felt so heavy. And when I'd buy her something nice, she wouldn't use it. If I bought her a nice bag, she wouldn't use it. She'd just use a cheap one. When was she going to use it? So my heart just ached. So, from my perspective, what is truly beneficial for your children, now that they've all settled into their own lives, is for their mother to simply smile just one more time. And for a mother to wear slightly more beautiful clothes that will lift the heavy burden from her daughters' hearts. Daughter, am I right?
Yes, that's right.
Then Mom, what about that? Buy her some clothes, Chanel.
I already bought her Prada.
Prada bag.
Yes, she didn't bring it today. She brought a cloth bag.
See?
When you buy them something nice, they're meant to carry it around and put it to use, but I find that to be a burden for her.
Right? Only someone who is used to it can carry things like that comfortably. If something feels too expensive and you can't be at ease with it, you won't be comfortable carrying it around. So, Mother, so when do you feel the happiest? Could you please share just one thing?
Just when my sisters reconcile, that's true happiness, when we don't fight. Just sharing a comfortable and happy life together. That's what I like best.
You know that scene in movies? An evil god or king who was asleep for 2,000 years is resurrected in modern-day Egypt, yet they find themselves appearing aged, shriveled, and full of wrinkles. But if you put your hand on a young, living person's face like that young person's face, that person's face withers, they age and die, and all their life force transfers. You've seen those movie scenes, right? Like in The Mummy. I think that's not just a movie trope. It's kind of what happens between parents and their children. A child lays their hand on their mom and dad's faces, taking away the youth and vitality from their parents, and as if by magic, the child's face blossoms with youth and becomes vibrant, while the parents' faces develop deeper wrinkles, almost as if they are giving their life energy away. They get entangled, and then their life's time simply vanishes. I feel like it's something along those lines, just like that. Well, of course, our generation, the younger people, will probably do the same thing for their own children. We will do that, but regardless, it is our parents' generation that truly matters. I don't know if they gave it to us or if we took it. Children absorb the vitality and youthfulness from their parents, blossoming into adulthood, while in return, their parents' faces become deeply etched with an abundance of wrinkles. I think that's the time we're in now. Thanks. Our mom's now a crybaby. Sounds poetic. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello? I've gathered the courage to come to a lecture by myself for the first time. My name is Kim Ji-won, and I'm 32. This past Tuesday, my dad was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Our family is preparing to assist him in various ways to help my father. As the eldest daughter, I feel a complex mix of emotions, and I'm afraid of how I'll navigate what lies ahead. I'm curious to know, as a teacher, how you would personally choose to accept and conduct yourself in a situation like this. I would be grateful for your help. Came alone?
Yes, alone.
Alone. Do your parents happen to know who I am?
Oh, they like you very much.
How old is your father?
Born in 67.
So he's not 60 yet? Okay.
He's in his late 50s.
Oh, is that right? Is your father working right now?
No, he's at home. Yes.
Oh, really? Were there any precursors or symptoms before he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's?
Well, he had been receiving treatment for mild cognitive impairment, and this time we recently switched to a different hospital for his care. We completed all the precise tests, and he received his diagnosis last Tuesday.
And your father? Is he, on the contrary, doing well? The brain must be active to recognize one's own situation. It's the same for me. When my brain is fatigued, I find it difficult to take things that seriously. How about your father?
He seems to have his good days and bad days. He appears genuinely joyful when he's with his daughters. But lately, when he's by himself, he tends to get a little bit down.
Two?
Yes, too.
Are they all grown?
My sister is at home, and I've moved out to Seoul by myself.
You said he was tested for Alzheimer's the year before last. As I mentioned previously, when you yourself are faced with such a situation, if my brain is extremely tired and worn out, I don't seem to fully grasp what kind of situation I'm in. And you have no energy to respond, you just become completely lethargic. In my case, I think I became very lethargic. So I just lost all will to live. I believe the most serious aspect wasn't memory loss, but rather living a life devoid of any motivation. Nothing brought me joy. I genuinely viewed that as a state of being practically dead, you know? I had no desire to meet anyone, and I didn't want to see anything. I had no desire to do anything. I think that was the most severe feeling I've ever experienced since birth, but thankfully, he feels happy when he sees his daughters. I view that as a very hopeful message still. So, I think activating your dad's brain means spending that time together as often as you can within your limits. And it is said that the human brain organizes information in a sequential manner. First thing it removes numbers. So the brain already knows. A ship in a storm must throw things overboard to survive. You'd start by throwing out the least important things, right? So what did the brain determine was the least important thing? The first thing is numbers. Simple memory, passwords, things like that. It ditches numbers first. But what do you think it is that it holds on to until the very last moment? For those of you who get it right, I'll acknowledge that you've got it. What were all of you hoping to gain? My mother always said that constantly seeking to receive would turn you into a beggar. You should always try to give more than you receive. It's memories. So, what exactly does it mean to have memories? Let me try to explain it like this. It's a memory that was emotionally positive. That's a memory. So even if someone's memory were to fade away, what would be the best way for us to carry on for a little while longer? I believe it's about creating just one more memory now that we can hold on to even when our brains start to fail us. And what's really good for that is something very simple. It's about doing what you love in a beloved place alongside someone you care deeply about. So it's about the daughters doing what their father loves in a place he loves. So with your mom, just do it occasionally. If you do this too much with your mom, your father will feel even worse. What place and activity does your dad love?
Lately, Dad enjoys going to cafes with us.
Cafes? Okay. What does he like at a cafe?
He genuinely loves having bread and coffee very much. So currently, I go to his house once a week to spend quality time together.
Great, great. Perhaps this is precisely what Alzheimer's disease is attempting to communicate to us. What is it that you wish to carry with you until the very end of your life? When the storm of life arrives, after you've discarded everything that's unnecessary, what will you ultimately choose to preserve? I think it might be asking you and me that question. What do you plan to leave behind? But perhaps while we consider ourselves healthy, we might actually be living a life where we cling to things that truly ought to be discarded and neglect to cherish what genuinely deserves our attention and should be kept. So it seems that only the genuine remains in your father's life now. Family too. And when that happens, make sure to record it on your phone. Those moments you think are just ordinary, everyday things. Later, if your father's memory further declines, watching that might just bring his memories back to him. America has tons of home videos, right? So try making some at home. If your father calls out Jenny, Jenny, Jenny constantly, you can respond in kind with, "Oh, my daddy, daddy, daddy." They're just at home, wearing whatever, screaming, perhaps in one of those round pools, and your mom shoves your dad into the pool, and everyone's shouting, "Oh, Jesus, Jesus, oh my goodness." Those everyday videos of their home life are simply wonderful, aren't they? Those videos from my childhood, naturally there aren't any actual videos. And when I checked what I actually had, there were only pictures taken on days when there was some sort of special occasion. Graduation, entrance ceremonies, sports day.
Holding flowers.
So, if I were asked, if you could go on a trip, where would you want to go? I'll send you there. I'd say, time travel. So I also really want to see my younger self. I also want to see my mom and dad back when they were younger than I am presently. I want to see how my parents raised me as a child. Have you ever felt the same? You're all mature adults. And perhaps you've reached an age where you've truly grown to cherish your own life more deeply. Let's video message Dad.
Dad, let's stay strong.
Thank you. Your father must be so happy to have a daughter like you. You know, as I'm speaking right now, I can't hear out of this one ear. Something went wrong with that ear surgery, and I've been experiencing some hearing loss as a result. I had a slipped disc last month, and I haven't fully recovered yet. And after being diagnosed with diabetes, I would experience a blood sugar spike after meals, and it honestly felt like my entire being was completely turned upside down, with all energy suddenly draining away. So with these three things overlapping, I was told that walking for 30 minutes after a meal is good for diabetes, but my disc pain prevents it. So everything's just a jumbled mess. 2 or 3 things at once, so things just aren't working out. My head was just throbbing. But personally, I'm genuinely delighted to have had the opportunity to speak with all of you today. It has truly brightened my mood. I'm very grateful, And the last thing I truly love to share with all of you is simply this. They say that when you're going through a tough time, the worst thing you can do is try to force your way through it. Because trying to overcome it suddenly drains your energy. Then you'll just collapse again. And you can't conquer fear, can you? So what should one do about fear? It's said that you just have to do it while still feeling afraid. And I find those words so comforting. Conquer your fear. That's not hopeful for me. Why? I lack the strength to conquer fear. But do it while you're afraid. Don't try to conquer fear before you do something. Just do it while being afraid. And don't suddenly try to overcome it either. But just remember this. When the time is right, even if you don't really feel like it, try to get some exercise, listen to a story that makes you laugh, and listen to music that brings tears to your eyes. I hope you can get through that period in such a way. Yes, if you keep doing that, strength will gradually permeate your body and mind before you even realize it. And I'm not sure why, but the age demographic for the Kim Chang-ok show TV has seen a considerable drop in age recently. In the past, people in their 50s and even late 40s were very abundant. But just take a look today. Still many. I'm sorry. Many 30s now. And there are a lot more young men too. I believe that the increase in young men indicates that young men tend not to listen to what other men have to say. Because when they were young, their fathers, who were their authority figures, treated them in an authoritarian manner. So past 20, they won't listen to another man. But now, young men are becoming more willing to attentively listen to what someone has to say. It is said that before good things happen in the world, people tend to become more willing to listen to others. So you are all on the brink of experiencing some truly wonderful things. I genuinely mean that. Thank you very much. When people are able to confide their inner stories to someone and then laugh, talk, and contemplate those thoughts together, it truly indicates that they are sharing meaningful time with one another, engaging in pleasant conversation and thinking deeply. While one single savior may not appear to perfectly resolve all our issues at once, I believe it's quite beneficial to have the opportunity to speak candidly about them and collectively ponder these matters together for a period.